Okay, I'm calling the public safety meeting to order on August 10th, 7 p.m. Chair Gomez had something that he couldn't, unavoidable, pulled him away. So tonight we are going to just did you look at the minutes from June 1st? There's two of us here. Okay.
I did.
All right, I'll take it.
I'd like to move to accept the minutes.
I'll second that, and then.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Okay, so move the minutes from June 1st.
I vote yes.
I vote yes too. Okay, June 1st minutes accepted into the record. So tonight we're going to just reschedule so that we can, because we have kind of an important meeting and we all should be here. I did talk to, you probably know this also because you're historical on the city council, but Dan Riss, that we could email each other any like if we had a report, like our synthesis of the reports in advance of the next meeting, so that we just can't, all we can say is receive.
Yeah, as long as we don't discuss it, we're good.
Yeah, so that way when we can, I think that'll make our meeting more productive. When we come together, we can like synthesize our ideas together. Maybe we'll have some public. Hi.
Hey, Stephen.
Hi, Stephen. Welcome to our meeting. We're not going to be having too long of a meeting tonight because Councilor Gomez couldn't make it, and we're going to reschedule. But we still could have public speak time. So if you have something you would like to speak to, I will open it up to public speak. You're on mute though, so we want to hear you. Yeah.
I guess you start on mute here. Okay. Well, thanks. Can I ask when's the new date? Do we have a new date yet?
We were just about to discuss that.
Okay. Okay. So where to start? I've had numerous conversations, including the ability to have public speak last time, which I appreciated very much. And I've since spoken with the chair. And actually, I was hopeful, even though he was kind enough to say, we'll put it on the agenda, I was actually hopeful to have a conversation as soon as possible that might obviate the need to bring it before the committee and ultimately. However, in my brief, what I was trying to get in contact with was the traffic engineer, because I think the traffic engineer is the only person that probably has the answers to the question I would ask. And if you'd like me to repeat what the question is, I'm happy to do that.
Can you repeat it?
Yeah, sure. So the question is this: with the new roundabout on Park Street, the question is, my understanding of the study that was conducted as part of the project was that it was anticipated that there would be backups at that intersection of where the road to the schools and Park Street intersect, which of course makes a tremendous amount of sense because we are having now a K-8 complex there rather than the 5-8 complex. So there was going to be an influx of a whole variety of vehicles. So the question becomes at those, which I imagine would be twice a day, that is the pickup, the drop off and the pickup. Those would be the 2 times a day one would anticipate the greatest amount of the greatest volume of vehicles. And what I wanted to understand is that if, in fact, there is a backup that's being anticipated, how that works in terms of emergency response during those periods with the roundabout. Now, the only information I've been given, and actually Councilor Derby, Derby gave me this, and the traffic engineer also sent Salem, he sent me the same thing that you had sent me, which is this brochure or flyer or whatever, touting roundabout.
Ringing.
Okay. Maybe it's the traffic engineer. So that's all I've gotten, and I know in speaking with the fire chief that they have actually brought one of their apparatus, the largest piece, and test it out going into the roundabout. And what was been reported back is that they've been able to negotiate the roundabout. not my question, because if there was an issue where they couldn't negotiate the roundabout, we'd have a much bigger issue. Then we would have a design issue, okay? I assumed from the very outset, even though this is a pretty tight roundabout, when you look at roundabouts, even the one that's at the intersection of Pleasant and Ferry, that kind of, flow, but it's not as tight. I mean, you can have various sizes of roundabouts. It's a little unusual to have a roundabout as a kind of a mechanism to alleviate traffic that happens only twice a day and only during school hours, as compared to, say, where you're seeing them in other places, including Pleasant Street, because that's a 24/7, 365 situation. That's what it's designed to do. Here, so they got it through. So fortunately, it's not a design issue. We can get apparatus through, but the question still is, at a time in which it's anticipated to have backups, do you have the ability to get public safety vehicles through at a typical intersection that's controlled by traffic controllers like lights and signals? The beauty of those things is that you can always override them, right? You can override them so you can control the traffic flow so that you can get any vehicle that you want there. That's not the situation with roundabouts. There's no traffic control. It's not designed to have a traffic control. So you can't override anything. You just have to kind of go with the flow. And what I've asked, since I'm south, it's not merely because I'm south of that intersection, and obviously it affects all the folks who are. I'm just thinking about the school, okay? And so that has been my question. Help us understand what we can reasonably anticipate at those times in which it is, unless I misunderstand the traffic report, times in which we understand that there would be a backup. No one has answered that question, including and especially this traffic engineer who either doesn't kind of understand what I'm asking or just doesn't choose to answer.
So are you asking that when there's backup,
No,
what will the emergency vehicles get through in a timely manner?
exactly.
Okay.
Because we have protocols when it comes to emergency response, right?
Right.
Minutes matter.
Yeah.
So since it's not on the agenda, we can't really talk
We
about
can only just,
Yeah, no, there's my public
it.
comment.
thank you for coming.
But in the 2+ months that I've been raising this question, I'm watching as they, finish taking out that southbound lane of Park Street. I mean, like everyone else, I understood there was a roundabout, but I didn't understand that roundabout meant actually taking out a travel lane. No, and reducing that by extending the lawns out. I mean, whoever would have anticipated that somehow this was going to mean that all the folks on that side were going to have their lawns and driveways extended. Anyway, so I've been asking this question, hoping to make it timely as all this work has been going on unabated.
Okay, well, thank you.
Thanks, Stephen.
Thanks, Stephen.
I'd love to, I know that you're contemplating what the next date would be. And the chair indicated that he was going to bring department heads to this agenda item, which is great. But the most important person that needs to be brought is that traffic engineer.
So noted. Well, we can obviously talk offline, not during the meeting about it.
Yeah. No, I know nothing substantive is going to happen. I guess whenever you determine when that date is, I would like to.
Okay, well, you can, if you just stay right there, Salem and I can talk about it.
Yeah, I'll be on mute.
Okay, thank you.
Did
Salem,
Omar say when he wanted to
he
push
said he
it
would make it work. I was wondering if we could do it during the day on Monday.
on like Monday 16th?
Yeah.
Let me see. So generally Mondays I have to bring my daughter, and so I'm not usually home until about noon to 1.
Oh,
But
okay.
if it was like
Oh,
that,
actually, no, I can't do noon.
oh,
I was gonna do a TMI to the Zoom, but I'm not going to. My first colonoscopy, I did it. I gave you too much information. Sorry. Or just because if I am traveling next week, it's so Monday, not Monday morning wouldn't work for you.
Yeah, Monday mornings are tough.
Tuesday morning?
Tuesday morning could work.
Could we do it like at 9?
Yeah, I
All
could do
right.
9.
All right.
Yep. So the 17th.
Yeah, at 9 a.m.
Okay.
There we go.
Because I definitely want to talk about the South Street sidewalk. Have you seen that at all?
Yes, I have.
It's not there.
Yeah, it's not there. It's like a parking lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have seen that. I drove by and checked it out. And also with some pictures.
Yeah. Oh, you took some pictures?
Yeah.
Oh, good, good. Yeah, it's good to. I get the visual every day.
Yeah, because you look right there. Yeah. So in advance of our next meeting, we'll be talking about South Street at our next meeting, and we'll also we'll be emailing each other before in advance of that meeting. Hopefully, maybe let's say by the end of the weekend. I almost hate to call it a report because we already report. Like our
thoughts.
our
It's
thoughts
just our
on the
thoughts.
report, our next step thoughts based on the report, our takeaways and recommendations.
Yep.
Takeaways and recommendations, that's what they are. And then that way we can come together and synthesize together.
Yeah, that sounds good.
All right.
I'm unmuted now for 1 second, which is just since you're taking up South Street. I don't know what your thought is. Have you kind of like traversed that where kind of like that intersection where it feeds into the roundabout?
I have.
Yep.
I have done that. Yeah.
It's
Not finished yet, but
yeah. Okay. It's a little. No, I know this grade. It's a little funky.
It's a little steep.
That edge, and I mean, I don't know. I look at that and I think, wow, this thing is going to break apart all the time. You know, it just strikes me. It just something's kind of wrong there.
Yeah, well, we're addressing the other end of South Street, which is by College Highway Variety, where the sidewalk turns into a parking lot and the sidewalk disappears.
I see. Yeah.
And that's that's an issue for kids that are walking to the new school, and families that are walking from neighborhoods to the bike path and whatnot. So that's something that we're going to try to address. But I imagine that I don't know if Omar put the roundabout on the agenda, but that might be something. If he hasn't, maybe Stephen, if you want to email him again and see if that's something he's planning on doing, so that we can discuss.
So we have to do it through city council, through our regular meeting. Yeah. I don't think we put it on the agenda yet.
Okay. Yeah. So that way we can.
In our last meeting, unless I missed it.
And Stephen, if you want, I have some ideas on that. So if you want to sit down and have a cup of coffee or something, you want to shoot me an email, I can tell you my thoughts on your concerns and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway.
Okay. Well, I mean, I know I appreciate everyone's time, and I just like I said, I could be wrong, but my thought is we would all be benefited by having that, a sit down with, with the person who is supposed to actually know, I mean, who can answer the question for us.
Yeah.
Because unless really, Salem, unless you really know the traffic, the vehicle counts, you're not going to be able to, I'm just saying, it'll all be kind of a theoretical discussion.
Right.
Right. So we'll talk to Omar about getting that on our agenda so we can actually talk about it and then invite other people to talk about it that have knowledge.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for giving me the airtime.
Thanks for coming and livening up our meeting.
All right.
All right.
So Tuesday at 9. We'll see you then.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So,
move to adjourn.
I second. And all in favor?
I say yes.
So moved, and I will stop recording.
All right. See you later.